Algeri versus Ruslan Provodnikov. This is an excellent fight. E-King Fight News here. I gotta speak my mind. I gotta break it down. Let's break it down. Let's get to who has the true advantage in this fight. Personally, I think this is a very tough fight for Provodnikov. He's in tough yet again. This is a number one contender. This is a guy that is undefeated. He doesn't know how to lose. However, he hasn't fought any elite competition. This is his first step up, and he's up against a very hittable opponent, a ton of heart, a ton of will, a ton of desire. A guy will break you down. That is just a punisher in every aspect of it. Ruslan Provodnikov has given elite fighters a run for their money, and is coming off a great win against uh, Alvarado. You know, a little bit of history on Provodnikov. He was one of the few guys in recent memory to knock out Emmanuel Augustus, solid fighter, and for those of us who watched ESPN Friday Night Fights back in the days, a very highly respected fighter, Emmanuel Augustus. Ruslan also ended up beating, um, he beat someone else that's very notable. Uh, However, he did lose to Mauricio Herrera, who just recently had a very controversial fight with Danny Garcia, very close, and essentially could have gone either way type fight with Danny Garcia. Um, Let me just check BoxRec real quick. I know he fought someone else. He beat Emmanuel Augustus. He also beat DeMarcus Corley. Very interesting, a slick southpaw style fighter. Those are basically the big names along with Alvarado and Timothy Bradley. Of course, we all remember the Timothy Bradley fight of the year 2013. Excellent fight. First real step up, and he stepped up with flying colors with Freddie Roach, who um, who really wanted to propel Ruslan as a star in the sport, and he did. He coached a hell of a fight in that round. The final round, he motivated Provodnikov to that crescendo of the 12th round. And to me, that was round of the year. And that was a Ruslan round. He finally knocked down Tim Bradley in what was an epic fight. Now, fast forward to 2014, uh, Ruslan beats Alvarado for the WBO junior welterweight title. So now he's fighting a stiff competition in Algeri, and once again he's on the road in another man's home state, so to speak. Algeri's from New York, and he's got to fight another guy where the crowd is backing a home favorite here, and Algeri has some serious skill. He's got a huge height and reach advantage, which I guess in a weird way, now that Freddie Roach has once again emerged after having a bad year in 2012. He had a solid 2013 and coming on strong here with a rejuvenated stable of fighters in Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto. He has fighters that are used to beating bigger, taller, framed men. And Ruslan, look what he did to Mike Alvarado. You know, you could look at it that way, and you could look at it. Well, look what Ruslan did to Mauricio Herrera. He lost to Herrera in a 12-round fight where Herrera was boxing circles around him, but he was also getting countered by quick left hooks and body shots by Ruslan Provodnikov. That was also a close fight. They gave it to Herrera, and it shows you that what really Provodnikov has problems with is boxing ability. It's not height and reach. It's truly boxing ability because Tim Bradley, he's a short, stocky character. Doesn't have the longest arms, doesn't have uh, the tallest frame, but he outboxed the shit out of Ruslan Provodnikov. So it's all about having that stiff jab, foot movement, counter right hand, going to the body, throwing combinations, keeping Ruslan off balance, and using lateral movement. And guess what? Chris Algieri does all of these things very well, and he's done it in the past. That's how he beat Emmanuel Newton in his previous contest, where he pretty much dominated the fight from start to finish, and he won a decision. Sorry, did I say Emmanuel Newton? I meant Emmanuel Taylor. Don't know where I got Newton from. Anyways, um, Chris Algieri is a solid fighter. He also went 10 rounds with Mike Arenados. He's a knockout victim of a few other guys. So really, this is a guy with boxing ability but not much power, right? So the real interesting part of this is I'm not sure how Algieri is gonna deal with Provodnikov's constant pressure and his power punching ability. Provodnikov can crack with the best of them, and he's relentless. He's aggressive. He goes to the body, goes to the head. He's got no quit in him, and he's a champion finally. And he just wants his recognition. He's finally at the main event. He's a hungry champion. So this is a very difficult fight for Algieri. He's really got to do something special here, and he's in the environment where he can do something special. He looks in excellent shape, and this is a very tough fight. A lot of people are going with the favorite, Ruslan Provodnikov, and you have to understand, Provodnikov is a solid, he can really test the waters in the elite uh, pool of fighters. But at the end of the day, what we find so intriguing and so exciting about this guy is he's beatable. He gets cut. He bleeds in fights, and he gets hit. He doesn't have the best defense. Uh, you know, one punch can change everything in boxing, and it could be a punch that slices you open for a cut, or it could be a punch that hits you into the body the wrong way. It takes your air out of you. Boxing is an interesting sport, and if you land the right punch at the right time, you could hurt someone, and that goes both ways. So really, I'm kind of edging it. I'm edging my prediction towards Provodnikov based on the, the strength of opposition. I always give a lot of credit to fighters that have been in deep waters and are proven to to really show their colors in the later rounds, and Provodnikov has done that. It's going to take a special fighter to beat Provodnikov, like a Tim Bradley. Um, Mauricio Herrera won a very close contest along with Tim Bradley, so no one's really beat him that convincingly. So Algieri has a really tough test, and this is young in his career, only 19 and 0. In a weird way, it kind of reminds me when Paulie Malignaggi was pitted against Miguel Cotto in an excellent fight, where if you were following Malignaggi back in the day, he was a really, in my opinion, I was touting him as a prospect as a future world champion, and I thought that would be a very tough fight for Cotto, but Cotto just was too much for him in the activity, and I'm gonna lean towards Provodnikov here. I think the activity level will give Algieri problems. I think the speed of Provodnikov will give Algieri problems, and I just think uh, once Algieri starts to get hit, it really depends how he reacts and how he adjusts. And we don't know enough about Algieri to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's kind of like the guy you want to bet on, but you don't want to really anticipate to actually pull off the upside. It's really difficult to pick Algieri in this spot. However, he's in New York, and if he boxes his socks off, there's a solid chance he can win a decision. So I truly believe an interesting way to play this fight is Provodnikov by knockout, and Algieri by decision is 8-1, guys. So that's an excellent bet right there. But I'm going with Provodnikov in the fight. I think eventually he's going to break down Algieri, and I just think the activity will get to him. If it doesn't, Provodnikov might get cut, might get outboxed, and he's going to be eating jabs for 12 rounds. But I'm picking him. I'm picking Provodnikov. I think I think he's got enough to beat a guy like Algeri, young and green in his career, and really might not be truly matured into the world class environment. So I'm picking Provodnikov. Let me know what you guys think. It is what it is, guys.